why were you wanting to buy a new mic anyways?
I don't know. Because y'all bitches,
Hey, I can identify with that.
Y'all bitches be talking about like how I need a fucking a mute button and shit or whatever, and then also I'm at that point where it's like, oh, okay, we don't have any plans for the rest of the year. Shit, I've kind of got money. You know what I mean? Like it's like, fuck it.
Spoken like everybody with poor money management skills.
I mean, like. I was saving.
Listen here, kids. Because you have money does not mean you need to spend that money.
No, but I was saving up for a car, right?
Right.
Well, situations changed in a way that I now don't have to.
Did someone gift you a car?
Yeah, basically.
How the fuck do you do it, man? Like, seriously though. Yeah. How do you do it?
I don't know, man.
You can be the most like downtrodden person.
Yeah.
The most down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Everything's working against you kind of.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm gonna stumble across this perfect situation to get me by.
That's what it is, right? I have to be down on myself before the universe is like, all right, we'll give them a W for the day.
But it's not for a day. It'll be like, oh no, this is gonna be something.
Don't get me wrong. Don't go get me excited or anything, because the moment I start getting excited about the prospect of this new car, I'm sure it'll break immediately upon driving it.
Well, if anybody knows anything about your car history, is that they always break.
Yeah. I mean, but apparently this is like a 2022. Like, this is a fairly new vehicle.
How do you have a newer car than I do? What the fuck?
Well, it's a Toyota, too, so that's
is it like a Corolla or something?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't feel near as bad now.
No.
Corollas are nice. They're fine.
It's still a new car, man. It's a car that has air conditioning, which is something in my however many years of adulthood I've never had. Dude, so
I can totally identify with that. I remember when I got the car I have now, I was like, oh my God, this thing actually has a gas gauge that works. What?
You had a gas gauge?
Right, exactly. I did it up until now.
I didn't even have one in some cars. Some cars were just sans gas gauge.
I've been using that word a lot lately too.
Yeah.
Sans.
It's a fun word.
This is A Kettle of Fish. Be sure to subscribe and listen to each episode at akettleoffishpodcast.com or your favorite podcast app. Here are your hosts, Robert and Paul.
I'm EP, boys. Okay,
you're EP.
EP.
You're
sleepy.
I had a
you're
fucking
doing that. We're
6:45 a.m. start time. Fucking worked all day.
6:45 worked all day.
Hate it.
My feet fucking hurt.
Dude, I was gonna go into the office today, and I was in the shower, and I mapped how far it would take, like how long it would take me to get to work. It's usually like 25, 30 minutes. It was like 55. And I was like, well, I'm working from home. Fuck that.
Why you didn't? But wait, what?
Just because
you didn't know that before?
Just because fucking farm animal dropouts get into wrecks on the way to work.
Florida traffic.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I like to compare it to cosmic horror, like specifically the movie Annihilation.
That's a great movie, by the way.
I know, I love that movie, but I don't love Florida traffic.
I don't like half human bears either.
That's the thing, is that's
Man,
what obviously is driving, because I can't imagine real humans are doing this. Their DNA must have been rewritten on the road as soon as they hit the fucking highway. God,
Rob, you need to watch Annihilation.
You do. It's
what's it about? Tell me about it. Give me the elevator pitch to watch it.
Well, all right, Paul, you go, and I'll see if I agree with your description of it. It's a hard to describe film.
It is. It's about Suicide and
Nope.
self-harm.
Nope.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
You're trolling.
I'm not. That's literally what it is. It's about mental illness, self-harm, and suicide.
Where are you getting this?
They talk about it in the movie.
No,
The
you're
head
trolling.
scientist lady has cancer. She's literally putting them on a suicide squad to go fucking check out this cosmic horror bullshit.
Okay, here's the plot, Rob. There's a weird
Yeah.
warped place on Earth, like a bubble. And people go into it, and when you go into this weird bubble thing, because they're like, we don't know
The
what it
shimmer.
is. We gotta explore it.
The Shimmer.
And you go in there, and everything seems kind of fine. Like everything looks somewhat normal, but then there's like a human recreation made out of plants in like a open grass field, and they're like looking at it, and they're like, who made this? And it's like you don't really know if it's like a statue hedge thing or if it's like alive. And then
Oh.
like all sorts of
Bas-
weird shit starts happening. Like some girl cuts her stomach open and all of her internal organs are like moving, like
Yeah.
shifting and
Nice.
going and flowing.
The longer
Okay.
you're inside the Shimmer, the more your DNA is being rewritten in like random chaotic ways. So there's like
Yeah.
flower deer and like skull bears that use the voices of your dead friends and
Yeah.
weird shit.
Huh.
Has one of the
And-
coolest endings ever because she comes face
Yeah.
to face with like some sort of deity or
Spoilers.
entity or something.
Spoilers.
Yeah, who cares?
Spoilers for a
But there
5-year-old
is-
movie.
There is one of those like sort of H.P. Lovecraft cosmic horror vibes to it because there's a line from it about like them talking about they don't know what the entity wants or if it wants.
Hmm.
And I love that fucking
Hmm.
line. That shit fucking gives me chills whenever I watch that movie. I'm like, God,
Yeah, it's a
fucking love it.
phenomenal fucking film, dude.
It
Really,
does have Natalie Portman and Benedict Wong in it, so
And Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, very briefly.
yeah, I don't know. I might watch it.
It's
I might
actually
give it a
really, it's
try.
not that
It's-
scary. It's actually just
There's
really
like
good.
one really tense part, but the rest of it's
The
not
bear.
super scary. Yeah, the bear is
The
fucking.
bear is fucked.
The
The bear is absolutely fucked. Okay, should we wait for Frank to talk about the Star Wars thing that I want to talk about or no?
I don't know. What is the Star Wars thing you want to talk
Well, I need
Yeah.
your guys' opinion on if we should wait for Frank or not.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm-
If Paul were the one in question, then I would say yes. Wait, but it's
Okay,
not.
if Frank listens to this and he wants to talk
He
about it.
can, yeah, we can bring it back up.
he's absolutely going to listen to
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
So.
So, I've never ever. Wow, how do I want to word this in a way that's not spoilery? Dude, I don't know why. I'm 30 now. Within the past, I would say 2-3 months, I've just started to hugely appreciate Star Wars, and I'm
Oh, God.
really getting into it.
Okay.
All right.
And I don't know, dude. I feel like I don't know. Like my brain has changed ever since I watched Inland Empire, that David Lynch movie. But
Uh-huh.
like I can appreciate it so much more. Like I watched episode 1 recently, and
Oh,
right.
when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are fighting Darth Maul, and they're
Sure.
in the
Mhm.
laser field, and they get
Yes.
stuck, right? Like Maul and
Yeah.
Qui-Gon are separated. And so they're
Mhm.
separated by a laser field. They can't touch it, they'll die. They can't do anything. They can't fight anymore. They're
Hmm.
just paused in time. And so what do these two characters do? How do you express more about these characters without them saying anything? So
Right.
Qui-Gon turns his saber
Meditates.
off, kneels,
Yeah.
meditates, regulates his emotions, calms himself down, focuses on the fight, gets ready for the next step. And
Mhm.
Maul paces and never breaks eye contact with Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Just fueled
Right.
by hate.
The
And I'm like,
rage
dude,
of the Sith. Yeah.
this shit is so good. What the fuck?
It's
Why do people
subtle.
not?
It really is.
Subtle
Dude.
character development, and I love it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's funny that you kind of bring up a new appreciation for Star Wars because I kind of have been going through a resurgence of it.
Oh yeah.
I've always liked Star Wars, but a friend of mine at work, he was like, "Yo, if you're gonna get into Ahsoka when it comes out,
I've heard that's
yeah,
so good.
you're
by the
gonna
way, or it's gonna be.
you're gonna have to
You
really,
gotta watch
really
Rebels
catch up
and
on
Clone
Rebels
Wars. Yeah.
in at least the last season of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I had started Rebels, but it starts off really kind of slow, and I was like, whatever, I'll get around to it
You've
maybe.
got to break
Dude.
through that first little barrier of episodes.
I have been all in, and now I am everything Star Wars.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
It's with Rebels, it's like they started off wanting to be a kid's show, and then they were like, yeah, no, fuck it, about halfway through the first season.
Yeah.
And they just
Just
ripped
gave
that
up.
shit up. Yeah, they were like, no, it's not a kid show anymore.
I'm here for it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
In fact, that whole like subtle character development thing, there's a similar scene in Rebels between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, and it is fucking amazing. Even for
Yeah.
like an animated cartoon, it's really good.
Well, I mean, and isn't it's canon? Darth
Yeah.
Maul dies in Rebels.
Everything
so
in Rebels and Clone Wars is canonical. Yeah.
I just think it's awesome that there is going to be a live action, or that there is live action movies, like full on movies that have canon based on this show that was in like 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Solo movie has spoilers, Darth Maul shows up at the end.
Yeah,
It's
I saw that. I
shit,
saw a clip
he
of that.
lived. Yeah, so that was really cool. And if you watch Clone Wars, you were like, oh yeah, fuck that, whatever, Darth Maul.
Right.
Like you knew.
Yeah.
And Rogue One has Saw Gerrera, who was a big character in the Clone Wars cartoon and shows up in Bad Batch and briefly in Rebels. So it's neat to see like live action versions of these characters kind of come to life.
Dude,
Yeah.
like I've started to appreciate the stuff like that. I mean, all of the
Dude, the
all
music.
of the stuff that
Oh.
of course, right?
Yeah.
But like
The
all the
dual
stuff that
fates.
turned
Oh,
Anakin into Darth Vader, like his mom being tortured to death, and like
Mm.
him being, what was he, 15 at that time? So like
yeah,
of
pretty
course
much.
he has like an emotional mental break and just slaughters everything, and then
So-
like that fucks him up forever.
Through
It's just like,
which is funny.
dude.
Me and Felicity, we actually just sat down and watched the first 3 movies again. We 1, 2, 3. And we watched Solo as well. So we're kind of doing it in order. But it's funny if you go back and watch those movies, there are all these little subtle hints of like Palpatine revealing like, oh, he basically created Anakin by manipulating the midichlorians in his mother's womb, which means he was always going to be a hate-filled ball of rage that could be manipulated. And then you start thinking, well, wait, did Palpatine arrange the murder of his mom? Because he says he's the one that's been planting those dreams of Padme in his head, so he could have easily planted the dreams of his mom in his head.
Dude,
And
that's so fucked.
It's really, really fucked up. And the more you watch it, especially the last movie when Palpatine's basically crying like a baby to Anakin, like, save me, Anakin, don't let him kill me. It is the fucking definition of a toxic relationship where like Palpatine's just manipulating.
It really
Yeah,
is.
and it's so because he goes from this caring, almost father figure thing to like feel sorry for me thing to I'm going to torture you every day for the rest of your fucking life for fucking up.
Yeah.
And it's fuck because Anakin lives in a hell of his own creation too, and that's like a whole other fucking.
Oh man, that dude, the scene in episode 3 when he's on Mustafar and Padme comes and he's like, let's just go away, like you and me,
Rule
like
the galaxy.
we can
Yeah.
rule the galaxy, and she's just like breaking down because of all the
You're
bad
not-
shit he's done, and then
Yeah,
he
you're not
starts
the
to
man I
realize
fell in
like
love with.
he's like, everything that I've done has been for you, and she's like, I don't want who you are anymore, and that
Yeah.
like
Right.
that like
You
also
turned her
breaks him.
against me.
Yeah, of course, right? Like
Yeah.
he's doing all of this awful shit to save Padme so that they can be together, and not even realizing that he's becoming a fucking monster, and then she doesn't
Well-
want him, and he's like, oh, so this was for nothing.
About midway
Oh.
through that movie too, they he has a conference with Yoda, and Yoda tells him that jealousy is the shadow of greed, and like one scene later, he sees like an image of Obi-Wan in Padme's apartment, and he's like, Obi-Wan was here, wasn't he? And you could just hear the jealous tone. And it's just like, dude's already lost at that point. Like, it's
Yeah.
gone. But there's so many moments, even though you know Anakin has to become Vader, yada, yada, yada. There's so many moments through, especially the third movie, where I'm like, why did you do that? That's so dumb. Don't do that. fucking
Dude,
From-
yeah, I'm becoming a fucking Star Wars nerd, man. I hate to say it. And
It's
then-
like when,
Dude, and then I also
Obi-Wan
watched the
goes
last-
to Utapau and they're like, why didn't Anakin go with you? I don't fucking know. He really should have. None of this would have happened.
Dude, then I saw the Kenobi fight, the last 15 minutes of
Yeah.
like, and then Anakin saying like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
the
Yeah.
So
final
good.
fight in the Obi-Wan series is the best part of that whole TV
Yeah,
show.
it's crazy good.
Actually, there's two Vader fights with Obi-Wan, and those are the highlights. Like, there's one where Obi-Wan gets literally raked through coals, and then
Yeah, I saw that.
the very last fight where he kind of gets, and it's great because that fight mirrors the end of episode 3 almost flawlessly, like beat for beat, where Obi-Wan's apologizing and trying not to fight him, but he's like, I will do what I must. But he, in episode 3, he said it with kind of like a tense tone, I will do what I must, like to defend the Jedi Order. In Obi-Wan, there's like a sadness to it. And then
Yeah,
in
for
episode
sure.
3, Anakin's like, you will try. And then, but in Obi-Wan, he's like, then you will die. And I'm just like, Jesus. It
Dude.
rhymes, literally rhymes, and it's beautiful. And I love it.
And also the character development of Obi-Wan, like they have consistently painted Obi-Wan as like he's a good Jedi, he's a very good fighter, but he is not perfect, right?
No.
Like he let his emotions
Right.
get the best of him in the Darth Maul situation, and then in the Kenobi
Which you
thing where
could
he
see
had
in the laser
he
field,
had
too.
Darth Vader dead to rights, and he knows that he's like a genocidal space Nazi, and he still doesn't kill him because he still has feelings for Anakin, like as his friend, as his
Right.
brother. So like, everybody's like,
So-
oh, it's a plot hole that he didn't kill Vader there. I'm like, dude,
Well,
no, he's just not a perfect person.
and
Like,
right.
see, now you're seeing my side, right? Because everybody fucking puts Luke Skywalker up on this Jesus-like throne of perfection. And it's like, oh, Luke Skywalker would never do that when he goes to like try to kill his nephew because he has visions of his nephew turning to the dark side. And I'm like, he literally did it in Return of the Jedi right before he stopped from killing his own father. Luke is a person. He is a human being.
Yeah.
And he fucks up. He makes mistakes. That's what makes him human. That's what makes him relatable, you fucks.
yeah, that's what I like about that shit. The idea that like a
But-
Jedi should never, ever, ever fuck up. Like Qui-Gon
Yeah.
continuously,
Qui-Gon always
basically him being like, hey, I want to train Anakin. And the whole council's like,
Cheating.
no. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway. You guys know that, right?
cheating
Like,
at gambling nonstop.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you cheater. Fucking- there's a thing in Clone Wars though that touches on that Obi-Wan thing, like how he couldn't kill Anakin because of his feelings for Anakin. Clone Wars kind of shows that Obi-Wan has also struggled with attachments and that he actually had like a fling with the Queen of Mandalore. And
Oh, shoot.
yeah, so it's like they had a relationship, but he turned away from her for the Jedi Order. And it's just like you see kind of a reflection in the Master and the Apprentice with Anakin and Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan also struggled with these things. And it's, dude, Star Wars has all kinds of shit like that throughout nonstop. It's fucking, I love
Well,
Star
I'm
Wars.
becoming a fucking Star Wars nerd. That's the point of
Even-
this, unfortunately.
And I love like the movies that people hate the most are probably my favorites because they show those things that you were talking about. They show like how people are just people, how they fuck up, how they make mistakes, how they can be relatable, how character development can be subtle. And just little things that shine through like in those little moments that nobody gives that much shit about. That's that, you know. I also like westerns, so Solo and Mandalorian really appeal to me just in general.
The thing that I really enjoy about Star Wars lore is the whole basically everything in regards to the Sith and like isn't the rule of two and how they come about and just kind of like the history of it. It's I don't know, it's just really cool.
Dude, the
the whole story.
history of Star Wars, that like High Republic stuff that they're pushing out now, and like even before in the Legends stuff pre-canon with the Old Republic, I love that shit because it's just extra world building and it branches out. It makes the universe feel so much bigger.
That rocks.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna be blowing up the Discord with and
do
and it also
That's
helps that
perfectly fine.
my best friend at work and one of my best friends in general, he's like a crazy, like if it was a skill tree, it would be 100 out of 100 Star Wars nerd. So anytime if I have a question, I just ask him like, why didn't hey, when fucking Anakin was about to kill Count Dooku, why didn't Count Dooku fucking rat out Palpatine? He's like, he was in shock, bro. He just got his hands cut off. I was like, oh, okay.
If you watch that scene, the way Dooku looks over to Palpatine, he's like, wait, what, bro?
Yeah.
Like he's got this, are you fucking kidding me face? It's so good, dude. Fucking love that.
All right, we're not going to talk the whole podcast about Star Wars. Okay.
I mean, dude, I'm a big Star Wars nerd. If it's Star Wars,
obviously,
I've experienced it. Games, books, comics, movies, shows, you name it. I've watched the best.
Ancestral relationships.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot more than you think in Star Wars.
Have you met anyone who was involved in the filming of Star Wars? Any television shows or movies?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, me, Paul.
I mean, I don't know. You live a wild life, man. You might have.
I got into it 3 weeks ago. And Rob's like, did you meet George Lucas yet? No, I didn't.
I'm trying to think. Yes, I met an actress that was in Star Wars.
Cool.
I met Emily Swallow, who plays the armorer in The Mandalorian.
Oh, did I tell you my coworker? He's very sus of her, like very like I don't know about her.
Who, the armorer or Emily Swallow?
The armorer.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I don't know. I mean, I've met her. I could probably
skeptical of the actress. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's the actual actress. I don't know. She might not be an actual actress.
Her fucking Instagram and Twitter like handle is fucking hilarious. It's Biggie Swalls, and
nice.
I love that. But
that's pretty good.
No, yeah, I'm actually I've got a theory that she's actually fucking everybody over and playing both sides. Like I've had that theory for a while, so that's.
Well, you have somebody that shares that theory apparently. But I was asking because I've got a chance to meet Moff Gideon in July.
Are you going to the Florida?
Esposito. No, I'm going to the Knoxville version.
Okay, because he's going to be here in Tampa in July.
Oh, that must be a different thing because the other city for Fanboy Expo is in Orlando.
Well, no, this is Tampa Comic Convention. I don't remember what it is, but him and
TBCC baby.
Grant Gustin are going to be there.
I'm excited.
I would never go to a fucking. You hear me? I would never go to a Comic-Con. Are you kidding me?
We're gonna convince him one day. He's
gonna
be like,
fucking
"Fuck, I'd
disgusting
really like
mouth
to meet
breathers
this
with BO."
fucking...
No, never.
Just
I met Emily Swallow in Atlanta, and I got her to sign the inside of my Mandalorian jewelry replica box thing.
Whoa, now.
Yeah, I know. But I thought about trying to get like the entire cast of Mandalorian to try and sign. And I'm never going to get to meet Pedro Pascal. That dude blew up overnight. That's never going to happen. But
I'm so bored with the infatuation of him. It's so cringe.
Well, I mean, it started with Narcos, though.
Yeah.
No, it started with Game of Thrones.
He
was in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he was in Game of Thrones before he was in Narcos. Yeah.
Dude, I've never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones.
Neither have I, but I knew he was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. No, he was like one of the most loved characters. He was only in it for, I guess, a season.
He got killed by the mountain, didn't he?
Yeah, he got destroyed.
That was the thing. Back when I was heavy on social media, when Game of Thrones was everywhere, that's all anybody talked about. And I was like, shit, all right, I'm not going to watch it, but I'll keep up with it so I don't get left out of conversations. Fuck.
Yeah, I know something about a red wedding, and that's
I'd pull up
as far
the
as
wiki
it goes.
And
I know there's siblings fucking, and
true. There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of
weirdness.
things in that show.
So besides getting into Star Wars, have you been into anything else? Been playing anything or?
Let me think. Oh yeah, I mean I'm back into. God, I feel like a heroin addict telling his parents I'm back into League of Legends. I know.
Why?
That is the game that I associate with you 100%.
It is because that's the first game I think I ever saw you play. Like
Dude.
addictively.
It's going really well. I'm on an
Yeah.
8-game winning streak right now, and then
You would
I
come
think-
over to Seth's apartment just to play fucking League of Legends.
Sure would, dude. He had good internet. Hey.
Oh god damn it!
But no, I'm crushing it. I'm playing really, really well. I have a friend that I play with.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm
I'm
hooked.
not a
I'm back in.
I'm not a big MOBA guy. I don't really
Good.
MOBAs don't
Don't.
really hook
I
me.
Dude, I treat it like heroin. If somebody's like, I've never tried heroin, I'd be like, good, don't. Never do it.
I've
Never
tried
do
them. I've tried all of them. The Pokemon one, League of Legends, the Gods one.
I kinda like the
Smite. What is
Pokemon
it?
one.
Smite.
Pokemon one rocks. Courtney was just playing that like an hour ago.
The Pokemon one's okay. I get so tired of them so easily. Nothing has me wanting to come back to them, if that makes it. Like I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I felt that
I'm
way about
surprised you didn't say, "Oh, they're all just like Far Cry 3."
They are.
Oh, what is this discussion that I saw you guys having? I don't think I understand it.
Look, man.
No,
like,
no, let me sum it up because you'll take forever.
I won't take forever.
Basically, Paul's argument is that all games that are
No.
remotely popular,
Let him go first, Paul,
to,
and then you can.
to the nth degree copies from Far Cry 3
Okay.
in regards to like game mechanics that might not be story wise, but game
No, not
mechanics
story-wise.
specifically.
Nothing. Far Cry 3 story is pretty fucking good, and not a lot of game stories are pretty fucking good.
But
so.
that's pretty much it.
okay.
Open
Paul,
world,
can you concisely
I can
expand
try.
on?
God
Okay.
damn it. Yes.
Okay.
So my point was the success of Far Cry 3. Like, of course, Ubisoft saw their success and ended up copying and pasting that same base mechanics, is what I'm saying. Open world crafting survival games where you climb fucking towers and you have objective markers all over the map and you just go. And I mean,
but there were a million of those before Far Cry 3.
but were they popular? And how many of them were
Specifically
really worth?
Assassin's Creed.
So yeah, but that's what I'm saying is they didn't see the same level of success with Assassin's Creed. I was kind of generalizing that like every game feels like Far Cry 3. Every game that I pick up, it's like, oh, hey, did you play Far Cry 3? Well, yeah, that's every game now. That's, I mean, all the Assassin's Creeds, all the Ghost Recons, fucking Horizon Zero Dawn is third-person Far Cry. You climb a tower, it marks a bunch of shit on your map, you go there, and the game happens at that point. You hunt
Also,
animals.
how
and-
many
and
of those
craft
games
bags.
that you listed in the Discord as an example were Ubisoft games?
A good number of them, unfortunately. But there was a good number of them that aren't. Like I said, Horizon's not a Ubisoft game.
Horizon.
I kind of share the sentiment. I haven't played Far Cry 3, so I don't really know, but I feel like every game, I feel like Uncharted is probably one of the best game series of all time, and like everybody at PlayStation figured that out. So they're like, okay, The Last of Us, which is Uncharted with zombies. Now we'll go into Horizon, which is Uncharted with
It's
fucking
slower,
robot dinosaurs. Like
Robot dinosaurs.
slower Uncharted.
everything is Uncharted,
And-
basically.
yeah.
I think
And
Uncharted is the
that's-
catalyst for even God of War
I-
Ragnarok. It's just Uncharted. Like, it's so
I-
fucking boring.
I feel like honestly that you can kind of draw similarities between
Here, like
most games to a degree.
here's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Not most
but
games. It's most all games. It's for
I'm
instance.
pretty sure that meets the definition
Yeah,
of
for
most
in-
games.
no, I'm just saying. For instance, God
But
of
also,
War.
that's a boring. I'm going to cook you, Rob. That's
I
a
know.
boring statement. You can draw similarity in anything. Okay,
But I'm just-
what a
like,
worthless
if
fucking
you-
statement.
Socks and
If you're- if
baseballs
it's
are very
okay.
similar.
Yes, they're
It's
both items.
okay.
That's true, Paul. They're both items that you can purchase. Like what? So that doesn't fucking mean anything.
I'm just saying that it's okay to be like, you know
But
what, this is boring me.
That-
This is why. I'm like, as opposed to going like, oh, well, it's because it's like this and da da da, and everything just keeps copying from Far Cry 3. You don't have to have a reason.
I'm not.
Why does it irk
You don't
you?
have
I
to,
guess.
like-
I'm not saying that it's specific. What I'm saying is
I
everything.
like slightly
feels
far
the
away
same.
sounding Paul. That's my favorite Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Like he's
What
arguing,
it's-
but from a hallway.
For just kind of for instance, right? Take God of War Ragnarok, Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order, Tomb Raider,
Dark Souls, Bloodborne. Yep.
Well, no, just those, right? Those pretty big games, right?
Oh, okay.
They literally all have the exact same let me shimmy through this crack in the wall
100%.
animation. Every single
100%.
one of them. They have that exact same fucking thing. They all will have that,
As did
retread
Tomb
back
Raider.
through this semi not open world area to go
Right.
pick up shit that you left back behind. each one of those games, I'll get to the end and it'll be like, oh, hey, you forgot a bunch of shit. And then I spend another 10 hours slogging through the fucking open world or semi-open worlds to try and find whatever the fuck bullshit I happen to miss.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that
the
realm of video games.
I know, but these games used to have their own identity was my big issue. Zelda, God of War, Tomb Raider, they all used to be indistinguishable. Like they were their own.
That's
well,
the wrong word, Paul. You mean indistinguishable.
Now they're indistinguishable. Now they're all the same. Sorry.
Yes, I agree. There was no other game like God of War except for Heavenly Sword, that fucking piece of shit miscarriage.
And I
of a
didn't
video
even
game.
really like that God of War, but at least it had its own identity.
And Dante's Inferno.
And it had its own.
Which also sucked.
But God of War started it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and Zelda used to be this big. Now it looks like fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 or Ghost Recon. Like, I mean. Like all these games just look the same. They have the same crouch mechanic, the same open world gliding bullshit.
Dude, and you know what makes me mad is when we talk about this online, people say, "Oh, you guys just aren't looking in the right place for good indie games." Shut the fuck up. Post some then. Post 3 indie games that don't suck shit and that are different from other video games.
Yeah.
Celeste, that game was made 6 years ago. How about anything else? Hades, good. Voice actors trying too hard. Cool. Anything else?
I fucking hate roguelikes, though. That's my thing. And not that they're bad. I just can't. My reflexes are too bad for them, so they punish me severely, and I just can't play them.
You're just an old crotchety man.
But that's kind of the point I was getting at is like these days there's only 4 types of games. There's like the niche games that like Diablos and simulators and shit that Robert liked to point out.
Autism simulators, yep.
Yeah, there's
I love them. You can back the fuck off. I love them.
Those would be what I call niche games. Games that have retained their identity.
Brain go burr.
And then there's the first-person Far Cry games, the third-person Far Cry games, and the cinematic quote-unquote masterpiece games that have sacrificed their once unique identities on the altar of fucking Todd Howard to become a gray blob of playable movies in a semi-open world with light RPG mechanics. It's just...
Did you say sports games? Which can also be...
That's in the niche games.
Simulator games
fucking
and
bullshit sports games.
RPGs.
Yeah, fucking... Madden's never going to sacrifice their identity. They're football. What else are you going to do with fucking Madden? Like,
dude, Madden is 100% simulation and RPG.
Yeah, well,
RPG.
That's what I'm saying. Why does everything have to be a fucking RPG now? Why does everything have to have crafting shit? Why does everything have to have a living, breathing world? Why
dude,
is
you have been
everything
all about a crafting game in Core Keeper?
Okay, first of all, Core Keeper is one of those niche games. That's what I'm saying. It's
but
different.
is it not open world ish? Is it not
It looks like
crafting?
Yes, Robert. It is, which makes it Far Cry. Thank you for
Is it
destroying
not kind
my
of sort
Core
of hack
Keeper.
and slash like God of War?
Which makes it Far Cry. Core Keeper looks like you're playing with fucking trading cards. It does not look like Far Cry.
Man, with Core Keeper, like I said, I think it has an identity, regardless of the things that it's added into it.
Core Keeper is 100% if you took Diablo and Minecraft and put them together.
Really? And
you're talking about how you're getting on to how things are copying from others.
I'm not talking about how things are copying. I'm talking about the mass fucking quantity of gray blob games that all look the fucking same.
I'm with
They all
Paul
play
on this
the
one.
same.
I'm with Paul.
I'm not necessarily against
Cyberpunk
you. I
is
just
Far
think
Cry
it's
with
funny.
neon.
Yep.
I mean, that's all it is.
Wait, Paul. What was the fucking Far Cry game? The Blood Dragon. It's that.
It's Blood
It's Blood Dragon with titties.
Blood Dragon was the shit.
It's
Rage
Blood Dragon, but not funny, horrible looking, shitty, overpriced. Yeah. It's
Rage
Blood Dragon,
2
just worse in every
is
way.
Far Cry with Doom
Okay.
mechanics. Fucking
Tell 'em.
Dying Light is Far Cry with zombies. Fucking like Metro Exodus added an open world and it became Far Cry in Russia. I mean, it's
Here's my take. Okay. Dead Island was the best zombie game to ever come out, and there should never be another zombie game made. Period. Stop. Dead Island, you'll never beat Dead Island.
Have you tried the second
PS3. No.
It's okay.
Yeah.
it's
Just stop. Like it's like that fucking
but thankfully
yeah.
they didn't do full open world like I was thinking they were going to do. They actually cut the areas off like they did in the original one, and I was like, oh,
Is there
cool.
no room for Dead Rising?
No, fuck Dead Rising.
That's a pretty good game. So is Left 4 Dead, right?
Okay. The
Dead Rising,
first
Left 4 Dead,
Rising.
Dead Island, any other zombie game, go fuck yourself.
Dead Rising lost its fucking identity by the time they did 4, and they were just.
We're talking about the
another-
first like one or two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's fine. The first one or two. Back when they had time limits.
I mean, you can
and
only
stress.
escape the zombie mall so many times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Zombie
Like,
balls.
They took out the
Sorry.
time limits, man. It just the one thing that made your zombie game kind of unique and stressful and make me want to play it multiple times. You took it out. And
Okay.
it's just
All right. Do we have anything
Okay.
interesting to talk about, or are we just gonna fucking
No,
spurge
just
out
talk
about
about
video
No,
games?
bullshit,
I
man.
have a couple things. Well, first off, Frank actually sent in a question.
A question?
Oh, really?
While he was on vacation,
Oh, no.
and I have something that I wanted to kind of chat about too. So,
Begin.
you got
sire.
anything?
all right, go
Paul?
ahead, man. Fuck.
Oh no! Oh, okay, so we're just gonna. Okay,
If
I
Paul,
gotcha.
listen, if Paul
I
has
gotcha.
something to say, he will say it when there is 0.25 seconds of dead air. So you don't have to
That is-
wonder if he has
that
something
is
to say.
accurate as fuck.
Dude, I don't know what
But-
else to say. You just kind of
since-
wore me
since
out.
we're
I
on
gotta
that
catch my
subject-
breath.
If there's
I
ever
think it's-
silence, he either has nothing to say or he's inhaling to say it.
I think it's hilarious. The last episode, there is a point where he talks about people like talking too much or whatever, and I was like, "That's fucking hilarious," because he just drones on and on and on, and that's a lot for me to say because I can drone on and
I
on.
wonder
and
if
on.
it's like that thing where like if he's going and then you're like, Paul, and he's like, huh, I blacked out. What happened? How long is it?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's just on
That-
cruise control.
That
Yeah.
does
Just
happen
going.
sometimes. That will happen.
That rocks.
You've been fucking on cruise control with your blinker on for the past 3 miles. Are you okay?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No, so
Lost.
this is what Frank said.
Okay.
He he said he had another one as well, but he wants to wait until he's on the show for it. But anyways,
Okay.
if you could bring one fictional or extinct creature into existence,
Easy.
what would it be?
Well, wait. Let me not hair trigger. Let me think about this. Wait, say it again?
If you could bring one fictional or extinct creature into existence, what would it
One
be?
fictional or extinct.
Right.
Can Paul will get this reference. Can I do that? Paul, what's the SCP? The fucking lizard thing that's immortal? You can't kill it?
You want to bring the fucking hard to destroy reptile to
Yeah, it can't be killed.
reality?
Yeah, I want to bring him
Why?
in. Just see
I
what's
like
going
how
on.
you knew that I would know what the fuck you're talking about. That's
You've talked about
SC
SCP before, and that's like one of
Yeah,
the most
it's-
famous
it-
ones.
SCP-682.
Yeah, I want to bring him out.
How do you fucking know the number right
I feel
off
like I
the
could
bat?
have a conversation with him.
Dude,
I'd be like, what's poppin',
because
bro?
I love SCP. I've been drawing fucking SCP Pokemon. I kind of have to remember these.
Yeah. You need to continue doing that.
So-
you've definitely
I
found
know.
your
Rob,
niche
to
on
fill
that-
you
niche
in
on that.
on why I would choose this character, SCP-682 is
Oh,
a
God.
it's described as kind of like a almost the body of like a decaying alligator type thing.
Mm.
So like some of its bones are exposed and stuff, and it's completely immortal.
Huh.
There doesn't seem to be any way to kill it, no matter what you do to it. Like if you disintegrate it, whatever, it just keeps rebuilding and rebuilding. So the way that they've contained it, I think, is with constantly
an
like
acid vat.
resubmerging it in acid, right? To like keep its
Yeah.
body broken down so it can't get
It's-
away.
It's in an acid vat, yeah.
But so they've
Wow.
they've thrown all of these different things at it. Like there's one SCP that they refer to as like God because he can like teleport in and out. He seems fully benevolent. He knows knowledge of all things. Like so he doesn't seem as powerful as God, but he kind of fills the role or whatever. And
Right.
so they set him up to like
343.
meet with this 682 thing to see what would happen. And so they put quote unquote God and 682 in these like cages, and then they like open the cages, and like both creatures walk out, and like nothing's happening. And God's like, "Did you guys forget to put it in the cage?" And they're like, "No, it's in there with you." And he's like, I don't see anything. Are you guys, is this a joke? And so he like teleports into the room with the researchers, and they're like, then they tell him, "Hey, we put 682 in there." And they start describing it, and he goes, "Don't you ever fucking do that to me again. That is not one of mine." And teleports and leaves.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insanely good read.
The SCP universe has a lot of those little cool stories. There's one the hard to destroy reptile. He's afraid of the sculpture. Like he's deathly afraid.
Oh,
of
that's
it.
right.
Yeah, because
That's right.
He calls it like the destroyer, and it killed all of his people like way long, like ancient times and shit like that. So there's all kinds of cool little.
Dude, there's one. This is the last thing I'll
stories.
say about it. But there's one SCP is like a little girl who will do anything you tell her to do, and if she is incapable, she will instantly become capable. So they say, "Hey, will you please lift this car?" She lifts it. Hey, will you please? I think they did one fucked up thing like, "Will you break your own hand?" Instantly, she did it, and they were like, "Okay, she can do anything." And so they put her in the room with this thing, and she was like, "Kill this thing 1,000 times over," and she starts just fucking it up. Like she is destroying this thing, like ripping it apart and just like goring it and shit. And as it seems like it's actually finally going to genuinely die, in its last breath, this lizard thing says like, "Just do it, fucking kill me already." It gave her a new command. So then she stopped. And he was able to like regenerate, and then she couldn't hurt it anymore. And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" It's such a good read. Any nerds out there, definitely read it.
The reptile basically can heal himself to protect from anything you've done to it. So he's like constantly adapting. He's like the perfect adaptation kind of thing. It's fucked up, and they can't.
It's kind of like Shin Godzilla. If you've never seen Shin Godzilla,
yeah, very similar.
But that's what I would bring into the world, Rob.
I don't know why. That would fucking destroy our planet. Way to go.
I just want to talk to him before
my knee-jerk reaction is the Kraken. So I mean,
why do you guys want to bring these destructive forces into reality? I was gonna say dragons, so I'm right fucking there with you. God damn it.
I just think it'd be funny to see if somebody could be like, the coon in South Park and just kind of like
fucking Cthulhu,
domesticate the Kraken and treat it
that's
as
not even
a pet.
a Kraken. He domesticates Cthulhu. You want to bring fucking the deep one into our reality? I don't think so, man. That's even worse than fucking SCP. Jesus. I was just thinking like the dragons from How to Train Your Dragon, because I think it would be neat to fly on a dragon.
But, like nice ones.
Yeah, like nice dragons. Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah,
as if we would immediately kill them,
destroy.
We would
guys.
Murder all of them exactly how it happens in How to Train Your Dragon.
Well, I mean, theoretically, Rob, nothing can beat mine, right? There's nothing in the world
theoretically
that can kill mine. That's the point.
Theoretically, and they're eventually going to run into a roadblock with that SCP. It's either going to be the end of that universe, or they're figure out a way to kill
Where
it.
do you go to read up on this? And
SCP.com.
Yeah,
I think it's like
fine.
I think it's like SCP Wiki, just some shit. Hold on.
And they're built like research lab entries
Yeah.
about these things. So they describe
really
like
cool.
the containment procedures. They describe like how they're holding it in what kind of cell, how heavily does it need to be monitored, that kind of thing.
I remember Paul talking about it when he was doing the SCP crossover with Pokemon drawings, and just thinking it's wild that people have these entire universes and like a procedure to contain this thing. Like, what the fuck?
The coolest thing about SCP is it's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like copyright, like it's free for everyone to kind of use. However,
everybody can make
open
their
source
own and add one.
Yeah,
There's like thousands.
Yeah, open source. It's
That's
great.
pretty cool though.
Yeah. And if you want to get into SCP, you can read the wiki. Sure, there's thousands of fucking entries on there. There's some pretty decent like animated YouTube channels. Dr. Bob's a good one.
They'll read them for you. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
have like animations to go alongside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dr.
That's cool.
Bob is probably one of my favorite ones.
Dr. Bob.
but
That sounds like
Dr.
the
Bob.
that sounds
Dude,
like
I
the
love
the
Dr. Bob.
Walmart off-brand of a soda.
Yeah.
For broke
Dr.
people.
Bob. But
Mountain
there's some I
Thunder
don't
and-
recommend, like The Rubber, because his animation shit is like it's not concise. Like even like the dialogue and everything, it's like everything's recorded in a fucking Korean factory and then shipped out all around. It's so fucking it got revealed like at one point that it's like, oh dude, don't listen to The Rubber. Like that's it, they fucking are subjugating Korean animators or some shit. I don't know. It was really fucking weird. So I was like,
Damn.
okay, probably won't fucking look at that anymore then. But there was there's some comedy ones too that are pretty good. Lord Bung on YouTube. He has a series called Confinement. And it's
What?
it's a
Lord Bong.
yeah, it's a SCP comedy show. It's really well animated. And it's got a dope ass song for the title crawl. The game Control was inspired on SCP as well. SCP is like way bigger than some people.
And Rob,
think
it's
it is.
not just like, oh, check out this like cool monster. What can it do? Like one of them is there's a ball, like a bouncy ball, and every time it bounces, it doubles in height.
Yeah.
And so it will
Huh.
like break through buildings and it'll like go into space unless you stop it. Like, yeah.
It's
Huh.
there's objects, there's people, there's creatures. There's one like Joe Schmo where like nobody can actually hear what he's actually saying. They hear like a filtered version of the things he's saying. So and
Me,
like
literally
if
me.
he punches somebody, they don't know that they've been punched by him. They just think like, oh, I dropped my glasses, or oh, that's odd, my nose is bleeding. Like they don't actually see his actual actions and shit. It's Joe Schmo is weird, but funny. I like him. Yeah, SCP
But
is
yeah.
fun. But yeah,
Cool.
I think dragons from How to Train Your Dragon would be cool. You guys are over there trying to destroy the universe, and I just want to ride on a fucking dragon and set shit on
Well,
fire.
it was either the Kraken or the Reapers from Mass Effect. That's
Why?
been kind of
Why?
the forefront of my mind.
The universe destroying biomechanical bullshit from the other side of the galaxy. Yeah, let's bring that in. Fuck. Turns people into fucking wire zombies. Why not? Shit.
Far away, Paul.
God.
I was reminded of another thing. I got two things for us today, so this will be good.
That's great. It's wonderful. Fuck.
What is an instant "I don't trust you" statement? Like what's something that somebody can tell you and you're just like, I'm not fucking with you.
Hmm.
Like I don't trust anything you say. I don't believe you're a real human being.
Oh, I have something for this. I got to think about it.
Can I tell you what mine is?
Yeah.
If they
Just
start
the
speaking
blanket-
in binary.
Well, there's that too. The blanket statement, I don't listen to music.
Oh God.
You don't what do you mean you don't listen to
How do
music?
you
don't
not? How
listen
do you
to
go through
a
being a
certain
human
type of
being?
music?
and
Or do you just sit in silence if you're not watching something in television? Or like I get meditation time or whatever where you would sit in silence, that's
Oh
fine. Or
my
even riding in the
God.
car in silence, that's fine too. But you just don't listen to music
literally
at all?
one of
Yeah, true.
the main parts of being human is taking the sounds around us and creating from
Every
it. It's-
culture
everything has
ever.
music.
ever has had music.
That doesn't make sense.
It's
Funny enough, they talk about that in Guardians of the Galaxy, the new one. They talk about the creation of music and how taking all the sounds around us and how it's very human.
that's
and
cool.
everything. And I was like,
Yay, boring.
it's part of evolution. Shut up.
I
just thought it's
something
neat.
something that immediately makes me not trust somebody. God, I thought about this recently. I thought,
Honestly, I legit thought that you would be like, "Oh, I've got a list of like red flags."
dude, I probably
basically.
do. That's the thing.
I don't eat cake.
I mean,
I
eat
don't
cake.
like cake.
I mean,
I don't like
it's-
cake.
I mean, that's
It's-
fine.
why-
That's still
why
not as
don't you like
See,
cake?
the reason why music is a thing for me is because there's all genres, there's all forms.
It appeals to
meets,
everybody.
There is no
So does cake.
right. It appeals to everybody. It's so broad.
There's
And
so
now,
many
if you
types of
said,
cake.
I don't listen to country music. Okay. But if you were like, I don't enjoy anything at all with sugar, or I don't enjoy any sweet thing at all, like I guess that's even slightly possible, but I would still find you a little suspicious. Like
I-
anything,
I feel like you have to experience something sweet just to fucking have it in your life at like one point. It's Jesus Christ. Thinking of movies and shit where they gave like
I
a
mean-
piece of candy to a kid that's never had it before and their whole face just lights up. Like
Right.
You know, like, damn it. I can't. There's
I
all
swear to
kinds
God,
of
I don't
cake,
know.
Robert. Cake appeals to everybody. There's all flavors, and carrot and cheese and fucking tiramisu.
I
and-
have things that if
Cup-
somebody says I immediately dislike them, but as far as don't trust them,
Well, all right. Well, what about the dislikes?
if somebody
don't
if somebody
drive.
still actively like all the time, that's their favorite thing to listen to is Panic at the Disco, I want nothing to do with you.
You don't like
That's your
Panic at the
number one.
Disco?
That's your number one. Not like I used to listen to it in high school. So like,
What?
let me hear a couple songs here and there.
Why don't you
No.
like Panic at the Disco?
I just can't. I can't.
Okay.
Because it was it was music at a specific time for a specific culture. It's not
changed,
like
though.
yes, exactly.
You don't like
Well,
the
wait,
newer
what
stuff?
are you saying? What's changed? Oh, their music's changed. Who gives a
Yeah,
fuck?
their music. Oh,
My shit's
I
changed every
mean-
day.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
I like
I
Panic
can
at the
I
Disco.
get that. I can
Like, oh, hey, what do you listen to? Well, I listen to all sorts of shit. Like I listen to contemporary rap, like I listen to drum and bass, I listen to I'm a big fan of this new country artist, whatever, right? Oh, I listen to
Right.
My Chemical Romance. What else?
Right.
Nothing. Okay.
Oh,
you're a
is that
freak.
what
This is overly
so
What's
you're
wrong with
talking about people that
romance.
only listen to one band, like in general, like
Yeah, I guess so,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, because if somebody was like, all I listen to is 3 Days Grace, I'd be like,
I just listened to the
did
one
you
album
die
on repeat
20 years ago and your soul is just broken and carrying on? What happened?
I just listened to Creed's Human Clay on repeat, all 13 tracks.
Well, on, try to walk on.
Yeah, I can
Wears a
yeah.
coat of colors.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah.
People
Okay.
that say they don't like drinking or they don't like the taste of water. Dude, what the fuck is wrong
I don't
with
like
you?
the taste of
What
water.
have you done to your body
I don't
to
like
make
water.
it? Yeah, you know what that means, Paul? That you have fucked your system into the
I
ground.
will drink it. I don't
I-
like it. I
with
do a lot of things I
salts,
don't like.
Sugars, energy
live
drinks,
for
sodas.
I'm with Paul, man. I don't like water.
Yeah, fuck
I'll
you guys.
drink it.
You fucking cavemen dwelling.
It's what I drank when I was walking
will
around at
drink it.
Disney.
Listen,
Yeah. There are times when I'm like,
if-
oh, fuck,
if-
I need water. Like my body's
Yeah,
yelling
if-
at me. And I'm just
If
like,
I'm
oh.
like hot and sweaty or
No, you
whatever,
guys
and
are
like some ice
fucking
cold. Occasionally, ice
delusional.
cold water hits the spot. Occasionally, it does, and I'm just gulping this down as fast
Or
as
if
I
I
can
have
because
no
it's
other
just
option.
That's
good.
because your body is over time. It finally goes, dude, if I don't have some, I'm going to die.
but judging by the color of pee, that's not really the case.
yeah.
It's not about the color of your pee.
It's a judgment of hydration.
If you drank 12 beers or 12 sodas, your piss is going to be clear. Yes.
That
It has
Yeah, the
nothing
ghost-
to do-
The ghost energy drink makes my pee clear because it's clear. So that does not hold up in court.
Thank
I can
you,
I can
Paul.
attest to that. That would not work. Now, if your pee is like brown or red, you should go see a doctor. But you
Water
know,
should
yeah.
be 80 to 90% of what you are drinking. If you're drinking anything, it should be 80 to 90% water. So that when you have a crispy Coke or something, you're like, oh, what a nice little treat. Nice. That rocks. Or,
no,
a
no.
coffee. Nice. But if you're to the point where you drink water and you're like, oh my God, where's the flavor? What have you done? Holy shit. When the US government puts out flavored air, you motherfuckers are going to be the first in line to get flavored oxygen. Fuck you.
Well, no,
drink
see,
water.
okay,
It's funny you
now,
say that because
hold on.
at Walgreens right now they do have like aerosol like O2 cans with like scents to
That's
them with
funny.
flavors to them.
That's really
Jesus
fun. It's called Febreze.
Christ.
Now, that's the thing. I don't drink flavored water anymore. I started hating the taste of flavored water. So now, when I do drink water, it's just regular water. I like to have a water bottle
Yeah.
or something.
No, yeah, I wonder if it's like a thing of like filtration or the source of the water, because
I mean,
not
that's
all waters taste the same.
That's a
There-
huge
there are-
thing, dude.
There are
I
some
drink-
days, like if I over exercise or if I'm like very like hot and energized and I've been moving around a lot, and I go grab a Dr. Pepper. That Dr. Pepper tastes like shit for some reason. I'm like, fuck, I'll just have
I
water.
wonder why. Let's
Shut up!
Hmm.
Shut up! I'll do what I want.
Now, listen, if you guys live, Paul, you live in Florida, Rob, you live in
Yeah.
Tennessee? Is that
I
true?
live in the
Basically
hottest-
Tennessee,
the
yeah.
hottest
The
state.
water quality in the US is absolute
Sucks.
dog shit. And you may think, well, I get it from my fridge. Fridge filters are dog shit. So you're getting insanely dirty, polluted chemicals, minerals, all
Oh,
sorts
dude.
of nasty shit
Yeah.
that your body does not need.
The
And
iron
that
and
affects,
shit in our water is awful.
it affects the taste of the water as well. So
Yeah.
I have a water filtration system that when I do the test, the parts per million test, that bitch reads 000. And it is so refreshing and it's so good. And I know that it's ultra pure. That's what you need to be putting into your body. Okay.
No, man.
if you go get a
my
cup
body
of-
filtrates water from soda.
Your kidneys can only do so much. Okay. Especially when
I
you
have
fucking
very
poison
powerful
them.
kidneys.
But if you go
I
get a cup
drink
of sink
V8,
water and
it-
drink it, and you go, oh man, this fucking water tastes disgusting. Well, yeah, of course. That's because you're trusting the fucking government to give you clean drinking water.
To be fair, I only drink one soda a day now. To be fair,
I don't even want to know how bad it was before that.
12. But
You
so,
want to know how? You want
so-
to know my worst at soda consumption?
When was this?
my
oh
my
God.
worst was 6, and that was like 4
Oh
years
my
ago.
god!
Yeah, it was like
This
4
is
years.
probably-
Fuck!
My worst was honestly probably about 20 years ago, 18 to 20 years ago.
5 years.
Maybe. I can't even believe I'm going to say this. I would buy.
I don't know. Should I take my headset off?
Dude, you're gonna freak.
It's just gonna make me sad. That's
can
all
already
that's gonna
feel it.
happen.
I can already feel it
I
coming.
would buy.
He'd buy 3 2-liters and drink.
I would buy 1 2-liter a day.
Yeah, a
eh,
day.
for. Wait, no, it gets better. For work.
Mm.
What's better about that? I don't understand.
No, I was saying because he said per day, like as
Oh,
in like
God.
that's the big thing. It's like no,
you
no,
would
no.
you would skull the 2-liter in 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's still whatever else at home.
Dude,
I
that's
don't
worse
even know.
than that fucking Burt Kreischer thing where he had like 4 liters of fucking red Kool-Aid and he just carrying it around in a giant water bottle thing.
Jesus Christ, guys!
But no, so yeah, I used to what happened before when I was working at the prison, I got very just like comfortable just sitting at a desk and whatever, and I would have 2 or 3 at work because I was there all fucking day with barely anything to do. I'd get bored, I'd get the munchies or whatever. And then I'd have 2 or 3 when I got home.
You're
So
like
it's-
some poison. I'll
Yeah.
have some
now-
one mind control slave potion, please.
well, and then I went cold turkey. I almost threw a stapler at an inmate, and I had to have like Snickers bars delivered to my office so I wouldn't fucking curb stomp somebody. Because I was just dying from the sugar.
I think
like,
there's a height
withdrawals.
requirement for curb stomping, but go ahead.
Yeah, probably
For the leverage, you gotta have.
So now I'll drink a V8 in the morning. At lunch I'll have like tea. And then I'll have
I'm
a
gonna
Dr.
look at a
Pepper.
V8. Hold on, let me see.
I'll have a Dr.
No.
Pepper at dinner or
V8.
or an energy drink. I don't do both Dr. Pepper.
How
and
many
an energy
ounces is this V8? Is this a small, like 6 ounce, or what are we talking?
drink. 8 ounce.
Vegetable juice or fruit and vegetable?
Fruit and vegetable.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. You said it's how big?
8 ounces. It's
8
got
ounce,
50
right?
calories per can.
Oh, it's canned?
Yeah, it's canned.
V8
Yeah.
canned. Okay,
It's
let's see.
V8 plus energy, steady energy from black and green tea.
Okay, let me search that. V8 plus energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got
Is it
purple carrots?
is it a particular flavor?
Pomegranate blueberry.
Okay, I see it. Let's take a look. We're gonna have a nutrition breakdown of fall shit here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll just go
Dude,
straight to the
there's
nutrition
vitamin
facts.
B6
50 calories, 10 sugars. I'm liking it so far. Absolutely pathetic vitamin profile. I don't even know why they bothered listing it. Let's see.
It's got a lot of potassium,
No, it's 2% of your daily value.
but it's 140 milligrams.
And these daily minimums or the daily when it says like 2%,
Yeah.
20%, that's what you need to live, not what you should be getting If you've ever wondered, because a lot of times you'll look at a multivitamin and it'll be like, what the fuck? It has 1000% of my daily value of B12. That's because it's okay to have more. All right, let me see. Water, vegetable juice, fruit juice, water, concentrated juices of apples, blueberries, pomegranates. Okay. Caffeine from black and green tea, vitamin C, sucralose. There it is. Get that shit out of your system, Paul. Sucralose is fucking disgusting. Causes stomach.
No.
Do you have stomach issues, Paul? Do you ever have stomach issues?
I always have stomach issues.
Stop drinking fucking V8 that has sucralose in it. Sucralose is terrible for your GI system. It's a cheap, artificial, bleep this out, Chinese sweetener, okay? It's absolutely fucking terrible. It is the cheapest shit in the world.
Why am I bleeping that out?
Keep
I'm
that
not
in.
bleeping that out.
Keep it in. We want the Chinese to know their sugar is killing us.
Oh
If you're gonna look for shit with a non-sugar sweetener, look for stevia leaf extract. That is the safest.
We killed them with our railroads, so it's only fair that they kill us with their sugar.
God, bleep that out, please.
What is it? No. Oh my god!
Honestly, aside from the sucralose, this is fine.
Oh man!
But just ditch the sucralose.
No, I mean,
wait,
look, man.
how much caffeine is in this?
I don't fucking know enough.
Probably none.
Wait, I'm very curious now.
It doesn't say.
Roughly the same amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee. Okay, so it's probably like 70 milligrams or something.
It says 90.
90? Okay, that's not bad.
Oh, 80.
Give you a little,
80. Sorry, it's got 80.
give you a little perk up. That's good.
Yeah.
Ditch the fucking shit with sucralose in it.
But that's what I drink in the morning. It wakes me up, and I mean, for me, that's better than coffee, at least.
Why?
But I don't like coffee.
It's probably more tasty. Than
I just don't like coffee. I did find out though, if you put a little
butter in it, it's actually fucking delicious. If you just...
a little pinch of salt into coffee will get rid of the bitterness.
I like
that actually is effective in a lot of different foods. Salt actually enhances flavors. Like you can put it on ice creams, you can put it on.
It makes coffee taste a lot better.
Salads. And
I still don't just have the patience to make coffee. I'm like, I'll just grab this can out of the fridge. So whatever.
Gotcha.
But and then sometimes I'll also have a bottle of water with those 3 drinks that I have in any given day. So. Excuse me, princess.
At least you're drinking bottled water and not fucking tap water.
No, I would never drink the water from this house. Magneto would immediately be able to kill it because there's so many fucking
Magneto
minerals.
shows up, just pulls Paul apart.
Yeah, there's so many minerals.
Atomizes him.
Fucking dude, you should see my shower wall. It just like has all the little splotches that are from fucking the water being terrible and gross, and I hate it. I don't even want to clean my shower head. I'm sure it's disgusting.
I'm sure it is.
Make me sad.
Well, anybody else have anything? You good?
I don't know, man. I don't remember. Nobody asked me what I've been playing lately.
Because we don't really care what
I
you've been
know.
playing.
Oh, damn.
I know.
What have you been playing, Paul?
Everything.
Dude, I've been on edge about Diablo.
I have been playing Zelda,
Yeah.
the new one. I've been I
It's
went
pretty
back-
good.
What, Zelda?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't play them. I don't know.
Anything
about
I
them.
mean, it's almost it was built with the same system as the last game, so it's almost like a 1-to-1, and it's on the same map. Some things are different. I'm just like, like I don't know. The first game, I explained this to Robert. He didn't read it, but the first game felt like I was actually going on an adventure and discovering new things all the time, whereas the second game feels more like I'm returning to a theme park, but I'm sneaking in and the security's tight as fuck and they don't want me exploring.
That's a great description. I like that.
So it's fucking
broke into a theme park.
It's fine, and the story's neat. They got more voice actors. Yay! Matt Mercer does the voice of Ganondorf, so that's kind of cool. And I mean, it's okay. It's Zelda
Nobody
Breath of the
knows
Wild.
who that is, but that's all good.
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of people that
It's
know
true.
Matt Mercer.
Matt Murdock?
Matt Mercer. Matt Murdock is Daredevil, you fucking guy.
I guess to close it out, if anybody needs help, if you struggle with League of Legends addictions like I do, please reach out. There are support groups that can help you stop playing fucking MOBAs. And stop drinking soda.
I do have a joke.
Since we were kind of on the subject of fitness, I wanted to shout out the newest episode of.
Oh, I forgot to reply to you, by the way. I'll do that.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to shout out the newest episode of the Jordan Harbinger show. He has a guy named Adam Bornstein on.
Nobody knows who that is.
And he talks about basically how diets are bullshit.
True. Diets are bullshit. Very true.
You should check it out, dude. It's episode 841. Jordan Harbinger show. It's really good. I put that in there just for you.
I did it intentionally.
Jordan
I'll put a link to it
Harbinger
in the description. Sure. I'll put a link to it in the description.
Sure.
Just because I'm feeling generous.
Generosity.
Shout out to Tuxedo Tom. You reach out to us.
Oh, if
Yeah.
anybody's listening this far into the podcast and you're like, why are diets bullshit? It's about
No.
building sustainable eating habits that you can do forever. Most fad diets like keto, paleo, all that shit, you go on it, you may lose some weight, but then when you stop the diet, you return to your old habits, you're going to gain the weight back and possibly
Which
fuck
means
up your
you have
metabolism.
to eat leaves
There- that
forever.
is- That is exactly what he says. He also said,
I know my
that,
shit, dude. I really do. I like to
He
think I
also
do.
he also said that if you are having to, like, let's just say no carbs,
Sure.
okay, no carbs diet or paleo or whatever the fuck. He's like, why would you want to live that kind of life? He's like,
Yeah.
so much good food.
your body needs carbs. Like it's the main source of energy. The issue is
That's why Planet
his main
Fitness has
thing
pizza
was
days.
small incremental changes, nothing crazy.
Absolutely.
You can eat what the example that he gave was when he sees somebody eat like a burger and fries and a Coke, he's like, have your burger and your fries, but maybe sub the Coke out for like a Diet Coke.
Yeah,
You still get the
absolutely.
flavor, you
Diet
still get the
Coke has
burger, you still get the
more
fries.
Sugar. What are you talking about?
Is that true?
That's the-
Substitute it
No.
for
Also,
fucking
that's
water.
aspartame.
Yeah.
No.
Just
Yeah.
replace it with water.
and he was
Yeah,
like,
drink
don't
water.
worry about the fucking
Drink
like
fucking water.
the
Jesus.
the whole bullshit with the artificial flavor, artificial sweeteners, whatever. If you want
or tea.
Diet Coke, have a Diet Coke.
No, fuck
have
that,
a
dude.
tea,
Those things have
whatever.
verifiable. No,
Dude,
don't do
Diet
artificial
Coke
sweeteners.
is worse for you than regular Coke. But I'm saying, like, if you want your burger and fries, it's substitute out the soda.
I will.
for, like,
I will take
tea
the
or
word
water.
of this PhD over you, Paul. Just saying.
Okay, well, you know what? Fuck that guy. How about that?
The idea is that it's ultimately it's not some
Dude,
magic pill. It's
Comparing
not
regular
some-
soda to diet soda is like comparing getting shot in the head to getting shot in the mouth. Like, just stop fucking drinking them. Why go for a 1% incremental change? Just ditch the
proven that
fucking
diet
soda.
soda's worse for you.
I don't know.
You can
About that. I
have.
literally
It's,
don't know
it's
about that.
in regards to that, the comparison is the caloric intake. That's really
Oh,
the only
sure.
Oh,
comparison.
well, yeah, I guess. But diet soda
So-
is associated with, like, weight gain. I mean,
Positively or negatively?
negatively, of course. Why
Oh.
would it be positive?
Why would you word
it's
it like
sugar in a
What's
can.
wrong with you?
It's sugar in a can. God.
Water is associated with spreading fires. Negatively, I mean. It's associated with helping stop spreading fires. What the fuck? Word shit differently, Paul. God damn it.
Water is associated with murder because your body's made up of 90% water, and
All right.
people are generally
Okay. I'm
the
going
ones
to
that
go kill
commit
myself.
murder.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.
I have a
Yep.
joke.
All right.
I have a joke.
All right. hit
Oh
us.
God. What?
I do. I have a joke.
You just said you did.
Yeah, I know. So let me get to it. So we know that vampires. We have
Oh,
mythology
God.
of vampires throughout Europe, right? Yes, like it. That's kind of where it was.
Yeah.
Why? Do you know why we didn't ever have any in Africa?
Oh God. Why?
Because vampires negatively affected by holy water, and they bless the rains in Africa. Yay! It's a Toto reference. Fuck you guys. I like
Fucking hate
Toto.
you.
God damn it!
Fucking hate you.
That was bad, Paul.
Fuck
That's
you.
the worst. That's you know what? That's the worst you've ever been.
Africa.
I thought
the
it was
worst you've
fucking
ever been.
funny because I like Toto. Fuck you. If Robert appreciates that joke.
You know what, Paul?
The-
You know what I want? When
Yeah.
I want you to picture yourself dead in heaven
Yeah.
in front of God, the most
telling-
benevolent, loving creature in the world. And I want you to
I
look
don't
into his
believe in
eyes and say, yeah, I meant for that to be funny.
God. I'm not religious. I don't believe in God.
Well,
I don't see how a religion that started in the Middle East somehow
I think
is
the fact
very
that you
American
made
and
such an atrocity of a
patriotic.
joke is proof positive that
Well,
you
yeah.
don't believe
Either
in an
way.
afterlife. So.
Either way.
That joke was
All
so
right.
bad that if there is an afterlife, you for sure opted yourself out of it with that joke.
Good. I hope so.
For sure.
Dude, there's no afterlife. When we're dead, it's lights out.
All right.
It's done. Cosmic energy
Sign
on
us
the
off,
wind.
Paul.
It's fucking very depressing end, but okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for listening. You can email us at akettleoffishpodcast@gmail.com. Hope to catch you next week.